Okay, so Mikey 17. Mikey 17. This is the new film from Bong Joon Ho. Right? He wrote, he directed. It is produced by who have we got here? Do Ho Choi, Dede Gardner, Jeremy Kleiner, and Bong Joon Ho. It's executive produced by Andrew Lowry, Anthony Tittengrew, Brad Pitt, Marianne Jenkins, Jesse Ehrman, Peter Dude, and Pete Chippetta. It is associate produced by Yejin Choi. It is... Yeah, that's it on the production front. Okay. Yong Jae-il took care of the music. Darius Kunji is on cinematography. Jimo Yang edits the piece. Right, casting was handled by Francine Masler. Production design is Fiona Crombie. Art direction, we have got Darren Tubby, Paul Savaluscu, Marco Anton Rezivito, Laura Mikowicz, Lisa McDermid, Christine Loys, Dominique Law, Jason Knox Johnson, and Ravi Bansal. Set decorator is Alice Felton. Costume design, Catherine George. Hair, makeup, all the craziness. We have got Pieter Berkovich, Laura Blunt, Charlotte Broadbent, Anita Berger, Honor Connolly, Ripley Dale Golston, Grace Fermin, Uxie LaGuardia, Chris Lyons, Naomi O'Lawn, Anita Stevens. VFX was handled by Dan Glass. Right, our cast. Robert Pattinson is Mikey Barnes, right? AKA Mikey 17 and 18. Nasha Barrage, his girlfriend, is played by Naomi Aki. She's a security agent on ship. We have Stephen Park as Agent Zeke, who heads up the security team. And Anna Maria Vartolumi is Kai Kat. She is also a security officer. We have got Stephen Young as Timo. Right, he's Mikey's best friend. There is Gemma, who is a close friend of Kai. Right, she is played by Holiday Granger. We got Mark Ruffalo as Kenneth Marshall. He is the captain of the ship, the cult leader, right? The wannabe politician. His wife, Yefa, is played by Toni Collette. There is Dorothy, a science officer, played by Patsy Ferran. Her boss, Arkady, is played by Cameron Britton. There's Kenneth Marshall's assistant, Preston, played by Daniel Henschel. Tim Key is Pigeon Man. Shrimp Eyes is played by Angus Imrie. Bazooka, the Bazooka Soldier, played by Thomas Turgoose. Who else do we have? I think that is probably our main lot of people, really. Let's just quickly. Yeah. Who else could there be? No, I think that is our main lot. Edward Davis plays Alan Mancover. Yeah, no, that I would say is the main lot of the cast, right? So, what is this all about? Oh, Darius Blank. Yes, he's the criminal boss. He's played by Ian Hammore, I think, right? Oh, and the guy that we see get butchered at the beginning is played by Samuel Blenkin. So the gist of the film, right? What is this about? Well, it is this. Mikey 17 is an expendable, a disposable crew member on a space mission selected for dangerous tasks, as he can be renewed if his body dies, with his memories largely intact. With one regeneration, though, things go very, very wrong. So yes, that is the film. It is adapted from a book by Edward Ashton. The book was Mikey 7. Okay, so been looking forward to this one, right? I think me and Tupac talked about it last week, but yeah, looking forward to seeing this film. You know, I believe it's the first English language joint from Bong Joon Ho, right? I mean, the big one for him was Parasite. I feel loads of people are trying to compare the films, which I don't understand why, right? Don't really understand why. Now, this, right? So we start off kind of midway in the film. It's one of those. You start off at this point, and then we see everything that leads up to that point, and then we move forward. Which, it's all fine. I mean, I did think, as we saw this opening sequence, right, at the beginning, we didn't necessarily have to repeat some of the stuff again when we got back to that point midway through the film. That seemed a little redundant, but it's very interesting, right? It's shot very well. I did enjoy the way it shot, the world they created, all of that, the creepers, just all of this stuff I thought was good. I think at the beginning, I was a little bit miffed. I have to tell you the truth. I was a little bit miffed. And that was mainly the voices, right? The voice Pattinson uses for Mikey 17. Well, for a lot of the Mikeys, right? A little annoying. You know what I mean? A little annoying. And also, Ruffalo's voice, annoying. Because I think the thing with Ruffalo, you can see that he's trying to do a kind of a Trump-esque impersonation, which is a but it does kind of come off a bit, because you know he hates Trump, right? And the way he's played the character is a complete buffoon. I don't know about that, right? Regardless of if you like Trump or you don't. You know what I mean? So it just felt a bit like, dude, really? You know? Toni Collette was very good. She was very good. And Naomi Aki was fantastic, which, I mean, it's not really a surprise. I mean, the thing being, everyone was good. It was just mainly those voices. But when Mikey 18 came into play, everything kind of shifted for me, right? Everything kind of shifted. I think there's the thing being, we really get to see Pattinson go crazy with his range, right? We got to see Pattinson let rip, like Aki really amped up the emotion, right? And the way her character, Nasha, is like, yo, you know, like Kai, just all of these characters suddenly, it felt like they got deeper. Everything got deeper and we got more involved with things, you know? So, yeah, I kind of like started to dig the film a lot more halfway through. You know, and that was great. Like, I was a bit bemused. The one thing that did kind of, I don't know if it really came across, was why does Nasha like Mikey? Right? That was a big thing. Why does Nasha like Mikey? Because straight away, because essentially we see this opening clip, this opening sequence, and then Mikey kind of explains who he is, right? And what the deal was. So we see this, and I think he then explains the Timo bit a bit later. Yeah, memory's just gone a bit blah. But yeah, we have, and all we get was she sees him in the canteen, ushers him over, and is all over him, essentially. And so it's kind of like, why? Why does Nasha like Mikey? Because then also, why does Kai like Mikey? Right? So it's just, why, if they kind of work that bit out, I feel the film comes even better. You know what I mean? It would hit harder. Just working those things out, because at the beginning, Mikey does come across as a bit of a buffoon, so it is a bit like, why would she want this, right? Why would Kai want? Because we don't really see him hanging with Kai, right? We see her like try and talk to him one time, but that was it. So it's just that part and the accents. That's the main bit that's a bit ropey. The rest of the film is great. Like we as I said, we get this other sequence of the Timo, why they get on the ship, and just all of this kind of thing. So that was all, yeah. I mean, macaroons. Yeah, that was all. Oh no, there was a point when macaroons were frigging huge. So I don't think that was a crazy gamble, right? But obviously they fucked it up. Yeah, no, I as I said, I like the world they created, and the creepers. I thought the acting was very good. As even with, like, when you take Dorothy, there was humanity that we saw in her, right? Even with all the crazy enough stuff that they're doing, we can kind of see that she's a bit like, you know, do we, like, what is all of this, and I think that's good because, not everyone is a complete psychopath, and even when people are doing some off-key things, you feel sometimes it's just, I don't really want to do this. So we kind of get that in Dorothy. And I thought that was good. All of those kind of parts of this, it works. So, yeah, Mikey 17, right? At the beginning, I was thinking, maybe it's not going to be as good as I was hoping it to be. And I don't know if it, at the end it was, but where I thought this might be a complete wash, no, by the end of it, I will say I definitely enjoyed the film. Definitely enjoyed the film. I enjoyed it more than Parasite. I didn't like Parasite. I didn't like it. I know it won the Oscar. I know everyone loves it. I didn't like it, right? So I prefer Mikey 17 to Parasite. There you go. I think when we break this one down, trying to think of what you might want to compare this to, right? Because I didn't see Okja, Bong Joon's films, subtitles, man. Like, I'm not gonna watch them. That's the crux of it. You know what I mean? It gets in the way. It's the problem. So, but I will say that, like, trying to think of like some comparisons, people. I think maybe Companion, right? I think this is better than Companion. I think ooh may actually, it's not a film, but if you enjoy Squid Games, you know what I mean? And the last Alien film, right? If you enjoyed those, I think you will dig Mikey 17. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's out in cinemas right now. So yeah, go see some really great performances from Robert Pattinson, Naomi Aki, Toni Collette, right? And the other cast. Because yeah, there are some definitely really good performances here, man. So Mikey 17.